Hoka hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of October the 7th, 2022. How would Alita fit in the Invincible Universe, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, the Muskogee Creek from Denver, Colorado. And with me, I have Lee from Fountain, Colorado. How's it going, Lee?
Yeah, pretty good.
Cool. And also from Mentor, Ohio, we have Chaos Nova. How's it going, Chaos? Oh, I think Chaos is muted, or either that or he stepped away. So anyway, Chaos is here. So and Angelus, I'm not sure if he has a weird schedule. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. You know, sometimes he's late because it is kind of early there in Brisbane, Australia. So anyway, we haven't done an Alita comparison with superheroes for a while. I mean, I know we did her comparing her or pitting her up against a Predator last week, and that was pretty interesting. But here we want to see how she would, say, work with or maybe even contest, you know, some of the characters that are in the Invincible universe. And if any of you have not seen that, I think the second season's out. I would watch the first season.
Yeah, the second season's in a little bit, and near the end of this year. So you have some time to catch up on season one.
Oh, okay. So I thought, it's not out yet then. Oh, goody. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty interesting, really. I think so. Before we get actually into it, though. How are things going to you guys, Lee? I mean, what's going on down there in Fountain?
Oh, not a whole lot. It's cooling off and what have you.
Now, Fountain is a small town, isn't it? I mean, I've never been there. I know I've been near Buckskin Joe. I don't know how close you are to that, but because that's a little bit south of Colorado Springs too, I think.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one, but yeah, Fountain's a pretty small town.
Yeah. Buckskin Joe is actually, I think it's a small town where they've shot movies. West, like a, old West town. You know, they actually shot the Sackets there, or part of it. I don't know if you ever heard of that series that came out in the 70s, I think, or early 80s.
The Sackets?
Yeah, the Sackets. Yeah, it's
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a Western. So if you don't like Westerns, it might bore you. But it was pretty good. Okay. And Chaos, I guess Mentor is a little bit larger town, isn't it? I'm not sure. You're on Lake Erie, I think.
No, he's muted again. He might have stepped away.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, we don't have to bother with the small talk here, so let's just go ahead and get to it. But before we do, I just want to remind everybody, if you have not signed the petition yet, which I am so sure everybody on this stream has already signed it, but may as well plug it. So we're approaching 177,000 signatures. I think we've added something like 27 since last stream, which is I wish it was more. That's an average of about 4 a day, I think. So but we're getting there slow but sure, as they would say. So anyway, getting right onto the main topic, I guess, is, we want to, now once again, just to remind everybody, Alita is not a superhero. We know that. We've said that several times, but she does have superhero level qualities or abilities. And we're going to actually look at Alita in both her Berserker body and in her Imaginos body when we're comparing her to some of these other characters in the Invincible universe. So we're going to discuss some of them and their abilities, not to this detail. I think we're just going to show graphics of them.
Right. I think pictures would be copyright safe.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So anyway, with Alita in her Berserker body, and you guys have seen a version of this slide and the next slide actually many times, but Alita in her Berserker body has strength that's much greater than humans and an order of magnitude stronger than humans. She definitely has that rapid self-healing. We saw that with those nanomachines actually repairing that puncture that Growishka attacked her with the grind cutters, and literally within 10 seconds she was healed from that. So it's actually maybe even 5 seconds. I'm not sure how long it was. And it's kind of it doesn't render her invulnerable, but it makes her pretty tough to beat. In her berserker body, she's extremely fast. In the movie, I was able to calculate her speed at 125 miles an hour, which is probably around 100, maybe 180 to 200 kilometers per hour. And the manga in the berserker body, she can move at speeds nearly 7 times the speed of sound, which is incredibly fast, And we saw in the movie how her reflexes are so fast that she can deflect a bullet fired at her from 30 feet away. And that's pretty amazing right there when you consider, the average gun, well, I'd say average gun, I don't know how, that's not a good term, but, with many military style weapons, Lee, you could probably talk to this a little bit better than me, perhaps, but they typically travel anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 feet per second. And for her to be able to deflect a bullet that was fired at her from 30 feet, and that reaction time had to be on the order of 5 to 10 milliseconds. I mean, that is just incredibly fast. That's even faster than, say, your hard drive on your old PC. Now we all have solid state drives, obviously, but that's actually faster than the seek time for a disk drive on your PC. So it's kind of mind-boggling. She has stamina, being a cyborg, of course, and we've said before she could run, God, who knows how long, indefinite amount of time until one of her legs falls off. And for a cyborg with a self-repairing, self-healing body like that, who knows how long that would be, as long as her heart kept beating, that micro reactor, kind of antimatter micro reactor heart was still beating and it still had fuel. Who knows how long she could run it? It's a ridiculously long time. She's very old. She's 300 years old at least. And of course, she has advanced nanotechnology, and her self-healing itself is actually subconscious, as we've mentioned before. She doesn't have to think about healing herself. It does it automatically, kind of like our bodies do, except much, much faster. Certainly, she has that plasma weapon. And one of the things about her, too, is that when she was in the military, she learned Panzerkunst, which is a martial art for cyborgs. And that last bullet, I think, is probably one of her greatest qualities, that perseverance and determination. She is very objective oriented. She will achieve the objective come hell or high water. So any thoughts about that, you guys?
Yeah, I think you covered it.
That's pretty good. Thanks.
Yeah, that's superhero level right there. Just that alone is superhero level. However, in her Imaginos body, it's ridiculously stronger even than her Berserker body. I mean, many magnitudes, orders of magnitude stronger than a Berserker body, because she's actually connected to the singularity, which is like a small black hole. So think about that. A black hole is so powerful that light can't even escape from it. So that's a kind of insane power.
Well, the event horizon, yes.
Yeah, it can't escape the event horizon. Yeah, that's right. In other words, if it's within the event horizon, it's not getting out. Anything inside the event horizon is not getting out, save maybe a tachyon. Maybe a tachyon might get out. She's connected to Author and Zeus. Now, what those are manifestations of the quantum computers Melchizedek and the quantum computer that's on Jupiter. I can't remember the name of the thing, but it has like
Jupiter or Zeus. It depends on the translation, and obviously, Roman and Greek aren't exactly the same.
Yeah,
because chaos is slightly different depending if you're talking Roman or Greek, but Jupiter is the god of thunder in both mythologies.
Yeah. So anyway, but she's connected to two super quantum computers. Plus, she's got a brain chip of her own in her Imaginos body. So there's 3 computing resources she has. Now, you might say, well, what difference does that make? My laptop, can compute stuff, and that's true, But the main thing is that it gives her the ability, and of course, these computers being hundreds of years in the future, they're going to be much faster than any computer we have today. And she can literally, within probably a few nanoseconds, run through millions of scenarios if she's fighting someone, and then figuring out which one she wants to engage them with, and she can do that almost instantaneously. So that kind of makes her pretty powerful right there, just being able to, size up an opponent, and then pretty quickly after just fighting that opponent just for, even just a few seconds at best, she's already got him sized up and got a scenario ready for him, She also has that rapid self-healing, just like she does with the Berserker body. As a matter of fact, if you remember when she was fighting Toji, she actually got, obliterated, and she reassembled real fast, kind of almost like Dr. Manhattan, I guess, so it's kind of ridiculous, and she can move at speeds that's just unimaginable, and it's relativistic speeds. That speed's approaching light, now some would say that's not canon, but, we're going to go with that here since it was written by Kishiro, in one of those side stories. And, she was in the Imaginos 1.0 body in that story. So, in her 2.1 body, ridiculously, fast reflexes too. And on the order of nanoseconds. And the reason why she has to have those fast reflexes like that is because if you're moving at those speeds, if you don't want to run into stuff, you have to be able to react on that order of magnitude, or that infinitesimal amount of magnitude to be able to dodge, these objects. Now some would say if you run through an object going the speed of light, what difference does it make? And I guess that's true, but if you want to miss that object, you've got to have those kind of reflexes to not run through the object. Of course, in her Imaginos body, she's also got extreme stamina. And of course, the rest of this is the same. She still knows Panzerkunst. She still has the plasma weapon, and just ridiculously OP in this thing, in her Imaginos body. So did I leave anything out, you guys, that you can remember from the manga?
No, I think
her shape-shifting ability.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. She's a shapeshifter. So that's yet another thing she has, that's just ridiculously OP, I think.
She grows wings, that cat tail that you like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that cat tail. Yeah. Yeah. So I have to be careful how I say that. That's my niece. So anyway, and those wings are actually berserker blades, I think, so she is on the order of magnitude of somebody like, say Superman, and I think we've done some, stacking her up against, like Thanos and Darkseid. And I think we determined that in both of those, that if she's in her Imaginos body, she's probably going to win those fights against either one of those guys, So just ridiculously powerful in his body. So did I leave anything else other than the shapeshifter? Did I leave anything else out, guys?
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. So anyway, we can see in both in her Berserker body and in her Imaginos body. A Berserker body, she's kind of like a low-level superhero if you want to think of her as a superhero, which she's not. But in her Imaginos body, she's like Superman Prime 1 million is what she's like almost. She's just that powerful. Okay. Now here's the titular character in that series, Invincible, and I can't remember what streaming service that's on. Is that on Netflix?
Amazon, I believe.
Amazon. Okay, yeah. As you can see there, he can fly, which is pretty cool. He's very durable. He's pretty strong. I wouldn't say he's as strong as Superman. I would say he's more an analog of maybe Superboy. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. The young Superman is kind of what he is. That said, he's still pretty badass. Now, he's not invulnerable. He can be hurt. As a matter of fact, if you watch the series on Amazon, he actually ends up fighting another character named Omni-Man, which we're going to get to him in a little bit, and he does get injured. So, he's not invincible. Even though his name says he's invincible, he's not invincible.
There's a couple of times he actually gets the crap kicked out of him really bad. So bad he ends up hospitalized.
Yeah, that's right. So he's pretty durable, though. Yeah, one of those times I think the alien race was invading him, and this really big bad alien was basically kicking the crap out of him. And, he was, well, I don't want to spoil. So anyway, you had to watch the series. So, but yeah, he can fly. He's strong. He's pretty fast, and he doesn't absolutely have to have oxygen to breathe. I think there was one scene where he's on
he
the
said
moon.
in the series that it would take between, at least Nolan, his father, said. So it's not him, it's Omni-Man saying he could survive in space for almost a month without it. But that's Omni-Man. Put in mind he's way more experienced at this point than Mark is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, his name is Mark Grayson. This guy's his actual name. And actually what he is, when we get to Omni-Man, we'll talk about him in just a little bit. But he's actually a hybrid, an alien human hybrid. And there's an alien race called Voltrumites that his father is.
Which is funny because Viltrum is like a reference to the skin between your mustache and your lip. And like all the men have mustaches.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, it works, I guess, So yeah, he's kind of a mixed blood, if you want to think of it in Indian terms. He's part human, part Voltrumite, and otherwise he's just like a typical teenager. I think he's maybe 18 years old.
He's 17 in season 1, but if this goes the way the comic series goes, it will go till he's 27.
Yeah. So, any other thought? Now, Chaos, I think you probably know Invincible better than Lee and I do. Lee and I were just discussing that pre-stream. Neither one of us are subject matter experts on him, but we did see the series. So what else about him, Chaos, do you think is worth mentioning? I think he's muted.
He may have had to step away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, at the beginning of the series, he doesn't know he has these powers, and he has to learn how to use them. So, that's kind of cool watching him develop those. It takes I think a couple of episodes before he kind of figures out, he can do various things. But like a typical teenager, he's a teenage boy, he likes girls and stuff like that, so he's definitely a typical teenager in that regard.
Yep.
But he's kind of a knockoff of Superboy, I think, is the way I would characterize him.
Yeah, probably not a bad description.
Yeah. He's probably not as powerful as Superboy, but I think it's a pretty close match, I think.
Not initially, at least. I got to see some excerpts from later comic issues that somebody posted on YouTube and did little videos on them. And he does become much more powerful later on. But it's like much later on, years down the road.
Yeah. Well, being part Voltrumite, and that race, we'll get to that one a little bit more when we see Omni-Man. But the older they get, the more powerful they get. Yep. So, and I think that's the whole thing there. I mean, when he's 17, of course, he just barely learns his powers, and he's, he could probably kick the crap out of the average human, but he's not.
Easily.
In this series, he's not fighting average humans. He's going to be fighting, some pretty powerful beings themselves, So,
and his father, by comparison, is thousands of years old.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So
when they get more powerful as they get older, you can imagine how much more powerful his father must be.
Yeah. Now, one other thing about him too is there's we're going to get to this toward the end of the the show here, but he's also a member of the new what's called Guardians of the Globe, which is kind of the Justice League / Avengers knockoff, and there's a I don't want to spoil again, the series, but they have to kind of rebuild or kind of come up with a new Guardians of the Globe, and he's one of the members of the Guardians of the Globe. And we're going to show some of those too as we go through this. Okay, anything you can think of, Chaos, that I may have missed about Invincible?
He's pretty inexperienced at first.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't have much going for him in the experience area, I think he's got a good heart, though. He's in that regard, he's kind of like Alita is. He's pretty powerful, but he's got a really good heart, and he identifies more with the human race than he does, I guess, with the Viltrumite race. So, kind of like Alita identifies more with humans than she does cyborgs, I guess. Even though
Mark, I got the impression, is very much a big believer. He really holds in high regard the whole superhero ethos thing.
Yes. And of course, that would be probably true of any teenager that learns they got those kind of powers. So, but he is very good. He has a very good heart, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he always tries his best to do good by other people.
Yeah.
To use his powers only for good, as it were.
Yeah, that's right. So let's see what we did say. He's tough, not invulnerable, but he's tough. He's strong, not as strong as Superman. He can fly, and he learned. It was funny watching watching him learn how to fly. That was funny. And that, I guess it was the second episode, I guess. I think it was, that was kind of neat. His father kind of halfway teaching him how to fly, I guess. That was kind of interesting, but he's very much a good guy. He's the quintessential good guy is what he is. He is that archetype,
Yep.
And
that's the thing too. When I got to see some of the excerpts of the later issues of the comic, he doesn't change much in that regard. I mean, he gets more experienced. He becomes more practical in how he approaches things, but he always remains very much a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of impulsive, isn't he? And as a teenager,
at least at first, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely is. And that's kind of like to a degree how Alita is. So so I can't think of anything else about this guy unless y'all can think of something.
Not really anything comes to mind.
Yeah, he literally gets the crap kicked out of him a couple of times, but he heals pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like Superman, in which, yes, you can. Let me get Enigma Seeker in here. He wants to jump in.
Oh, hi there, Enigma.
Okay, Enigma Seeker, there's the link if you want to jump in. And if you got a couple of words to say, come in here and tell us about Invincible. Yeah, he's got that friend too, I guess.
Eve?
Not Eve. It's that alien that he meets with.
Alan.
Alan. That's right.
The one-eyed guy.
Yeah, the one-eyed Cyclops.
Alan.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what Mark calls him, is Alan.
Yeah, and they communicate telepathically, I guess. I guess Alan uses telepathy, so.
Yeah, I think he's like a sort of galactic policeman.
Yeah, I think
the Alliance. You'll see more. You'll likely see more of who the Alliance is in season 2. It's the other alien races that are just trying to stop the Viltrumites.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we kind of hit him pretty good, I think. Okay, now this guy, This is in season 1. He's the baddest ass of all of them. This guy in terms of power, and he's a Vultramite. He's Invincible's father, and he is very much like Superman. I don't think he has heat vision, but
he doesn't. But the thing with Viltrumites is their powers are built around them physically training their body to be super strong.
Yeah. And in a way, that's kind of makes them a little bit like Dragon Ball Z, doesn't it? Too?
Yeah, I think that's partially what they got the idea from was Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. But this guy is insanely powerful. He's, I've seen videos on YouTube about, Omni-Man versus Homelander, Omni-Man versus Superman, this kind of stuff. Omni-Man. I don't think I've seen Omni-Man versus Thor. That would be interesting. But he's a pretty strong guy. He can fly. He certainly has.
Well, his hearing is pretty good though. X-ray vision, but his hearing is really good.
Yeah, he's got super hearing. He's incredibly strong. He has the ability to wipe out a human race. He does have the ability to wipe out the human race, but he also has the ability to wipe out any advanced alien race. Which he actually does in one case, but we don't want to spoil too much. Hello there, Enigma Seeker.
Hi, Enigma.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Okay, good. Just sitting out my balcony, enjoying the fall weather for Starbucks.
Cool.
Waiting for the apocalypse.
Yeah, I heard something today that we're closer to on the doomsday clock than we've ever been. So I don't know. I hope that's not
at least
true.
Since the Cuban Missile Crisis, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
So.
It's technically, I was in the military. People are a little misunderstanding of technically it's not as high as the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's the second highest, but it doesn't take much.
Where
to
was
change
the Able Archer on that? Was that like number 4 or 5? 1983.
Yeah, not sure about that.
Anyway, we're talking. By the way, Enigma Seeker, have you seen Invincible the series?
No, is it?
Oh, okay.
Is that on?
It's on
Disney
Amazon.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah, I have not gotten to Amazon. I've been switching from HBO Max to Disney Plus, Netflix.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff.
I was thinking about the Rings of Power, but then I'm like, I don't think so. I just rewatched all the original Lord of the Rings, which was I gotta say it's actually better than Alita. I hate to say that, but man, if you rewatch Lord of the Rings, it's like, damn, you forget how epic it was.
It's epic. Now
it's epic.
I disagree with you. It's better than Alita. That's the way it works, I guess.
Alita's second to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, as long as Alita's in the top 3, we're good. Anyway, in case folks don't realize, Enigma Seeker's from St. Louis, Missouri.
Mountain City, USA.
Yeah, how's that? How is it in good old St. Louis?
So far I'm not in another wreck, so that's good.
Have you been back to that Cracker Barrel since?
No, I'm now living in the Oakville area, so I moved into a condo. So finally got out of my landlord's infested bedbug basement.
Jesus.
Yeah, he took out. He wanted me to pay for it. I'm like, he took out $700 out of security deposit to get it all cleaned out, and then he wanted another unless I get out sooner. So I was like, just get a damn condo.
Yeah.
Even though the market wasn't too good, but
yeah. Anyway, this guy Omni-Man, he's super strong. He's super fast. He can fly from planet to planet. And
I think as far as superhumans go, at least on Earth in its entirety, he's like the superhuman.
I'm liking the mustache.
Right.
He looks very businessman.
Yeah, that's right. But now, compared to other Vults, go ahead.
So this is a show on Amazon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Invincible. Let me show you who the primary. This is the primary character right here. And
is it an anime show?
Yeah, it's
animated. It's a Son of Superman type story.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and this guy Invincible right here, he is the son of this fellow, Omni-Man. So. And of course, as you can tell, Omni-Man is very much a Superman knockoff,
He's omnipotent.
Well, he's not omnipotent. He can be injured, but he is incredibly tough. I mean, almost practical invulnerability, you know. So he's pretty badass, and it's kind of like Chaos was saying on Earth. He's the he's the top of the pyramid. You know, he's the number one superhuman. You know.
Mhm.
Now I understand from looking at some of the trailers and stuff like that for season 2 of this, he is not the strongest Viltrumite. He's somewhere maybe.
There's very few Viltrumites that exceed him. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, there's one
I
named.
know. I gotta see a fight with him with Goku and Superman. Then we'll see.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, if you go on YouTube, there are some.
There's a one channel. What's it?
Yeah, where he
fights animations, or I'm trying to remember the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well, he fights on YouTube. He fights Homelander, and of course,
a short fight.
That didn't last long.
Was it a Death Battle? Is that the channel?
Yeah, that was Death Battle, that YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, and poor old Homelander didn't last long. Because this guy is OP, crazy OP. You know, he is really, really, really badass. You know, he's like
what's the symbol on him? It's just an eye.
That O, I think, is just
stylized O.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
Yep. So he can fly. He's fast. He's strong. He's got practical invulnerability. Although I think he was injured at one of the episodes. You know, but it was took an incredible amount of power to do it. You know. So and I don't recall what the circumstance was.
That's funny.
Oh, it was an orbital weapon.
Yeah, that's right.
Omni-Man, and I ended up with Omni Management Group. Okay. Okay, that's not what I want.
Well, you said he did look like a businessman, so you know.
Okay.
So, yeah. So anyway, got the cape, got the boots, you know, all that stuff. You know, this guy is thousands of years. What is he? Chaos? He 1,000 years old?
2,500 years old.
Okay, 25.
He's similar age to the Immortal.
Yeah. I don't think they're actually immortal. I think they have practical immortality, but I think they get
he's
stronger.
talking about the Immortal who is a member.
Oh yeah.
That Immortal from the same series.
Yeah, he's coming up. Don't worry, I got him in here. So
is this a Marvel character?
No, Image Comics.
Image
it was a limited series by Robert Kirkman. He's the same, and it's funny. I found out that Walking Dead, before it was a TV show, was also a comic series by Robert Kirkman that became a TV show. So I guess Kirkman must be happy that both his series are on TV.
I've never heard of this character.
Yeah, he's well, when was this written, Chaos?
It was written from 2000. Invincible as a series was published in comics from 2004 until 2014.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there. If you want to go see him in action, I guess. Well, certainly you want to see the series because he is crazy powerful. You know, I mean, there's a fight scene at the beginning of the series where they're invaded by aliens, and then what? And you just have to watch him. It's Superman-esque, is what it is. You know, he's pretty badass, powerful. You know, for a comic book character. You know, for sure. Okay.
I'm looking up some images. For some reason, there might be a fetish for his ass.
Yeah.
Okay, Google.
Yeah, as Lee says, he's very tough and immensely powerful. Yep. He does have the power to destroy a planet. That's kind of like Superman. You know, Superman has that power too. You know, particularly Superman Prime 1,000,000. He has certainly that power. You know, but I think just the good old run-of-the-mill everyday Superman has that power too, I think.
He kind of looks like, look at some of the images, he kind of looks like Littlefinger in Game of Thrones, but a buff version of him.
I only saw a couple of episodes of that one. I don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of art on him.
Yeah, he's a good character, actually. Now, I'm not going to say anything else about him because there's some twists and turns in him as a character, and I don't want to get into it because it's kind of a neat way they portray him in the series. You know, he's very, very intricate, I guess you could say. So very complicated, I guess is a good word for him. You know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a word I
very.
use, yeah.
Yeah, very, very Superman-esque though. And like I say, there are YouTube videos of him fighting Superman, fighting Homelander, and I think there's
I see.
there's one YouTube video I saw of Superman, Homelander, Omni-Man, and Saitama.
One Punch Man.
Yeah, One Punch Man. The four of them are in a free for all, and I'm not going to spoil that one either. You got to watch that to see who wins. So,
Well, maybe he'll get a live action series.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think
Henry Cavill could play him when he gets older.
Yeah.
Mustache.
Well,
Or Cavill, they could just ask Henry to do the voice of one of the other Viltrumites too.
Oh, Henry Cavill's one of the voices in that thing?
Well, no, they could ask him to voice Thrag or Conquest.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him doing this.
Well, I think Conquest. Now he's going to be from the second season, but I think
maybe season 3. We'll see. I mean, it's 10 years of comic book publication, and you got to wonder how they're going to cram that into 5 seasons of Invincible. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're probably right. That probably will be it.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to take out the crossovers where Mark visits other universes and just do the main plot.
I know one thing I wanted to bring up here. I forgot. There's a crossover of him. He gets into the Marvel universe, and he teams up with Spider-Man to do something. I can't remember what it was now. They were fighting some villain or something like that,
Right, and I'm just saying those crossovers likely would be cut from the show. He did quite a number of them. There was like him traveling back in time, like what the future could have been, alternate histories, and I think that's just not going to be in the show, just to get 5 seasons.
Well, there would be some IP violations there, I think, too, wouldn't there? Crossing over into the Marvel universe, crossing over into the DC universe.
Unless it's the boys, because that's also.
Yeah, the boys too. Yeah, exactly.
I'm seeing a lot of comparisons from the boys and this character.
Yeah.
I have yet to see that show. That's on Amazon too, isn't it?
Yes, they both.
Yeah.
I've seen
third-party comics. With the boys and Invincible were both like independent or third comics, so there would be less copyright issues.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've seen a couple of episodes of The Boys. I never got into it very much. I do think the first episode was very hilarious. How they blew up that guy that was invisible. That was
right.
Funny. But
I never got into the idea of like just making a comedy out of superheroes. I mean, I guess technically that's how it originally started with Batman and Robin. It was more of a comedy, goofy stuff. I mean,
well, I would say this is kind of a
going back to the roots.
Well, The Boys is more like a quasi comedy. I think it's like very dark in some areas.
Well, it was written by Garth Ennis, and he says he thinks superheroes are something that people should just grow out of. So he outright mocks it.
Yeah,
it's a different idea because. Robert Kirkman his expressed intention was to create a superhero story with a limited time frame and elements of classical Greek or Roman tragedy. That was so. Invincible was more made as a actual superhero, and The Boys is a very crude deconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
So different tone.
Yeah, I guess he might agree with James Cameron then.
Yeah, maybe. Well, there's Omni-Man. He's pretty badass, pretty strong, flies fast, top of the pyramid, on Earth. Anyway, and in this series, there's a lot of superheroes. I'm sorry.
He looks like he could be Superman's father.
Yeah, he does, sort of, doesn't he?
Well, I can't remember. Well, I mean, Superman's father. It was in the live action. He looked a little different.
Yeah, I think there's also a YouTube video of Superman coming into his universe and putting him in the hospital. I think it's something like that. I can't remember exactly how it went, but there's another one of those crossover things that a fan did, I guess, That said, this guy's pretty bad. He's nobody screws with this one. He's pretty badass in this universe, or at least on Earth, he's pretty badass. I'll say that.
Now, how old is this character? Like, just in the 2000s?
2,500 years old, like 25.
No, I mean the actual comic character. Like, how long has it been in?
The series started in 2004. 2004,
Okay, so-
ended in 2014.
Yeah.
Okay, so the character doesn't go back to like the 1970s or 50s.
No, it's a fairly
Oh, okay.
modern invention.
Modern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it actually. I like the series. It was pretty interesting. Okay, anything, Lee, that you can think of about this guy?
No, I think you pretty well covered it.
Well, here's another one. Adam Eve. It's kind of interesting name, almost biblical.
Her name is Samantha Ellen Wilkins, but yeah, that's her super name is Adam Eve.
Yeah.
I got my
she's
computer froze up, so I'm gonna have to cut off a little bit and then come back in.
All right.
Okay.
I can't click a little glitch.
Okay, no problem. But anyway, Adam Eve is kind of a cross between, say, Dr. Manhattan and Scarlet Witch. That's about the best I can figure.
I was thinking more of Captain Atom and Green Lantern.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's another character named the Green Ghost. I think that character is more like Green Lantern, but maybe, she has some of that capability too, though. But of course, she can fly, and she has a telekinetic power, and she can project energy and stuff like that. So
Molecular bonding energy.
Yeah. And in that regard, she's a little bit like Jean Grey, isn't she? I mean, in some ways, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, good. Oh, it's working. Okay.
Yeah.
It's freezing up.
And she's a friend of Invincible. I mean, not a love interest, but they're just friends,
Adam Eve.
Yeah, Adam Eve. Yeah,
Okay.
That's almost biblical,
Creative.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I wanted to point out. I don't know if you guys saw one of my tweets, but I noticed the panel with Alita, like looking out the window with a book. I think that's a Bible.
Oh, is
I
it?
wonder if Yukito intended that to be a Bible because the style of the writing, the columns, if you look closely, it kind of has that format.
Oh.
So she's like
Why?
pondering her idea as like, is she an angel? Is she something bigger? That's interesting. I just noticed that. I don't know if what's his name, Giant Nice Day, if he's noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Finestro says that he's not actually a superhero fan, but one thing about this series, though, it does have a good story behind it, and it is somewhat grounded, in that Omni-Man's wife, of course, is a human, and that's Invincible's mother. And, they have issues kind of like married couples have and stuff like that, particularly toward the end of the series. So, I mean, so there is somewhat of a grounding of this thing, I think. It's not all just, just, yeah, go ahead.
One thing I noticed, the animation style of a lot of these new kind of superhero anime shows, they're all the same. Like, it's just the animation seems like it's like a mass-produced style. Like, whereas
Sometimes it happens
Ninja
when you have
Batman was pretty interesting, but
you have
I think they needed
sometimes this happened in the 80s too. You're going to notice that there's like reused backgrounds from like Fist of the North Star and Vampire Hunter D. It's because the same animation studio did it and reused the backgrounds in their animation.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes the style is similar because the similar studios doing it.
Yeah, it would just be nice, like something like they could do the animation style, like just something more unique, like Arcane did, but make it a superhero. Like they did that with Batman Ninja. It's very stylized, maybe too stylized actually. But it'd be interesting to see if they can get away from the American generic kind of mass-produced style where you see a lot of the super DC comic anime movies. and kind of get more fluid. Because when I'm looking at this, it's just all line work, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of just mass produced animation style, which it's not as high quality as it could be. But I don't know.
Well, certainly the backgrounds.
I got higher expectations now ever since Alita. So, and Arcane.
That's right. Well, I hope if they do an animated series on Alita, I hope they don't do that. I hope they,
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a DC style like this.
I hope not.
This looks like a DC style.
Yeah, although I would say this was okay, in the animation. You're right; it is a little bit mass produced in some areas, especially the backgrounds, or the landscapes, are pretty much that way. But it's still I still enjoyed it. It's still pretty good.
Which is interesting because it's the opposite. Like America kind of has they focus more on the foreground as more detail, whereas the background is not. Where in Japan they like to emphasize the background, the cityscapes, landscapes, and Miyazaki is a perfect example. Whereas the foreground's not as detailed; it's just kind of your generic anime. But the background they spend more time. But it's the opposite with studios in America. It's kind of interesting because I guess we focus more on the story aspect, not just the scenery, pretty look.
So anyway, this character Adam Eve, she's kind of like a cross between Scarlet Witch, Dr. Manhattan, Green Lantern.
Is she trans?
No,
because she has Adam's name.
No,
and she's Eve.
Not
No,
no. I think she's.
She has one problem is that she doesn't directly manipulate living.
Yeah.
beings.
Yeah, she can.
But she likes apples.
I guess.
Well, who knows? Yeah, she can't. That's right. She can't manipulate the molecules of living or organic matter, I guess, but she can.
She can still break down water into hydrogen and oxygen and create a fireball.
Yeah, she can do that. Yeah,
and that's still dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Now she's not. I wouldn't say she's ultra durable like Invincible, or certainly not like Omni-Man. She's, she can be injured, just like a human, but
she can generate force fields, so that gives her some protective capability.
Yeah, that's right. She can project energy and stuff like that. So yeah, that would protect her. But if something got through the defense, she'd be pretty much like a human, in terms of being able to get injured, so.
Now, what's her? I mean, this image doesn't show, but what's her symbol on the chest? Is there some kind of symbolic reference to that?
I think it. I'm not sure, but I think it's like an atom. With electrons going around it. I think it's stuff.
That makes sense. Very literal.
Yeah. Very much like Jean Grey in some ways. Although she's not. Yeah, the hair, I guess, is a giveaway, but I guess she doesn't have the power of the Phoenix Force, but in some ways she's kind of like that too, so because Jean Grey can project force fields and stuff herself, so definitely can fly though. She's also fast, her and Invincible fly around, in some of the episodes, in the first season, so she's a pretty capable superhero, that's for sure. She's probably just below Invincible, I guess, in terms of power. She's stronger than some of the other superheroes, which we're gonna talk about. But I wouldn't call her a low-level superhero. She's a.
This is the same show.
Yeah, same show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. She's just the new Guardians.
So you guys, well, Enigma Seeker, I almost called you by your first name. Don't want to do that.
I don't care. I made it in my book, I think, at least my first name, but not my last name.
Yeah, not the last name. Yeah, but Lee or Chaos, did I miss anything about her? I mean,
I don't really know enough about her to really comment.
She's really dangerous about manipulating the environment around her. That's what I would say. You kind of would want to use a diversion or something to get at her.
Yeah. I think in the series, she does or at least at one of the episodes, she kind of took a little bit of an interest in Invincible, and then of course she saw Invincible fly to that girlfriend's house of his, and then she kind of.
Oh no! I'm going to spoil it, but she's his girlfriend later, but not now. Now he's got Amber until he and Amber break up.
Yeah. But there was that one scene where, I at least I got the impression she kind of liked him and maybe wanted to, get to know him a little better or something like that. And she sees Invincible fly to this to Amber's house, and she says, "Oh, and then she flies off, or something like that." So
yeah, I mean, she likes him, but she understands he's with Amber right now.
Yeah, that's right. So very much a human, though. She's not. I don't know what the source of her power is or what explanation they have for her powers. Chaos, you've read a lot more about this than I have.
There was she was accidentally exposed to a mysterious quantum experiment. The other people exposed to it died, but she survived.
So
special experiment to manipulate atoms and molecules at a lower energy cost than normal, because a particle accelerator costs a huge amount of energy, so they wanted to make something to make it cheaper, but the device is destroyed, and she was one of the people within the radius of the explosion. So she became super powered, and mysteriously the other people that were hit by that died.
Well, at least she didn't turn green.
I guess not.
She's got green eyes.
Yeah,
I think he's a joke about the Incredible Hulk, but yeah,
that's right.
Oh,
But I like her as a character, though. I mean, she's another one that really wants to do good and stuff like that. Kind of like Invincible. They have that archetype. About them. I guess they really concerned about others and stuff like that. Want to do the right thing and that kind of stuff. Okay, guys. Anything else about her? Am I missing anything about her? I can't.
She does. She does fight with other Viltrumites later on. That's the other note.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much exactly.
Yeah, she doesn't fight them in the first season though.
No.
Okay. So anyway,
the fact that she survives probably says something about her toughness there.
Yeah.
Well, let me go back to her. I guess she's not as tough as I would say as Invincible in terms of just physical toughness. Now, like you said, Lee, she can project force fields, so that protects her. But I think just her physically, she's not as tough as.
Oh no, her physical capabilities are better than a human's, but nowhere near as much as the Viltrumites. It's basically her powers are, however, high enough in capability that she's able to survive fighting a Viltrumite, which is immensely more physically powerful than she is.
Yeah, that's right. Anything else, Chaos, you can think of about her?
Like I said, her environment around her is a weapon, so she's kind of up on that level as someone like, say, Destiny Nova, or sure, you can directly overpower her, but she often does stuff with her surroundings that is dangerous.
Yeah, that's right. Well, she can manipulate matter, I think. So,
like I'm saying, she could turn, various objects into her weapons for her.
Yeah. And she does have a telekinetic ability, I think, from what I remember. So, yeah, she's pretty badass. I mean, I don't mean to say that she's not, just because she's not as powerful as Omni-Man means that she's a weakling. She is definitely not. So, okay, anyway, here's another one called Duplicate. That's a pretty cool name. And she has the power, kind of like that one, I guess that there was an episode of the X-Men where that one guy could, create copies of himself. And she can do, this character can do that. I don't think this character is particularly strong, in terms of any kind of superhuman strength or something like that. But the fact that she can, kind of make duplicates of herself and make a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, her strength is quite literally in numbers. She can't take a hit, but she can create so many of herself that trying to take them all out becomes very difficult.
Yeah, that's right.
So she's like an NPC.
Well, at least her duplicates are anyway.
I'm not liking this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though she looks like Alita a little, I don't know. Some of these characters are a little generic.
Yeah, that's right.
I think too original.
Yeah, she kind of does, Oh, by the way, she like her and like Invincible and like Adam Eve, they're all teenagers. No, this one's not a teenager, is she, Chaos? She's the Immortal's wife, isn't she? Are you
No,
there?
I think she's just a young woman who's part of the hero group that gets formed.
I thought I read somewhere that she was the Immortal's wife.
No, I don't think she's that long-lived.
Yeah, okay. So she is a human. I don't know how she got her power,
No, you don't know. But they don't really say how any of them got their powers, really.
Yeah, exactly. Except for maybe Invincible being a half Vultramite. That's where he got his power. So
yeah. See, this is where I get kind of turned off by superheroes, because when you know the origins of like the ideas of superheroes, it's very comical, like in the 1950s and 60s, and now you're trying to keep to that tradition and apply it, make it this kind of rational, like Birdman, Batman, duplicate. I mean, it's not believable. Nowadays people like more realism, and that's where when I compare it with Alita's believable that she's powerful because she's physically a morphing nanobot in some sort, AI morphing bot. So it's believable that she can make a punch. But when you just say someone like, oh, this is just a teleportation character that can duplicate, it's like, oh, you might as well just say that's a literal supernatural creature, because humans can't do that. I mean, it's so anthropomorphized. I don't know. It's not believable.
Well, and also they don't go into her backstory very much either. I don't think they. Oh, are you near an airport there?
How do I mute myself? There's a helicopter flying over. I'm out on my balcony enjoying the
weather. Oh, that's okay. That's all right. We
just to mute.
Reminds me of the Midwest.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But like say, Chaos, if there's any limit to the number of characters she can duplicate of herself? Or?
99.
As many as 200 at once.
Okay.
But the big thing is, I mean, each individual duplicate of her is the same as a regular person. I mean, with, martial arts training, but it's tough to kill her because one of her, all it takes is one of her, and that's the real one. And it's, I don't know how well the series demonstrated how well she can multitask, but the various duplicates can do different things.
Almost like they're sentient creatures themselves.
Right. Until they die.
If this was so I bet some of these superheroes are inspired by some of the legends of certain saints, because I know there's a saint, Saint Drogo, who they claim that this person in the what was it, 1400s, that could bilocate, like he could be in one place at the same time. It was a creepy incident, and the story is that he was freaked out too, but that he got this power, but then the power went away. But I bet some of these superheroes are kind of like researching on those legends and getting ideas from that.
Right. According to Image Comics, her origin is that her it's a magical supernatural curse. So some origins are supernatural. Some like Robot, some like Robot or Rudolph Connors are sci-fi. Cybernetic sci-fi.
Yeah. Chaos, I was asking a question a while ago. Is Duplicate? She's not the Immortal's wife, is she?
I really don't want to keep spoiling more.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. Because I read somewhere about that, but yeah, we don't. I guess we don't want to spoil. I guess so. Let's leave that alone.
That's later business.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So anyway, yeah, she's
more about the Immortal when we see him.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, but Duplicate, I think I would call her a lower level powered superhero. I mean, certainly being able to create 200 copies of yourself is pretty awesome. You know. Of course, if you injure her, the original, then the others are going to suffer from it too.
Well,
again,
you can't really tell who the original is.
Well, that's true. I mean, you got a 1 chance in 200 if you hit one of them, right?
That's where they could change the logic.
Any one of them could be her. Like, if there's only one left.
Yeah, they should make it where like it'd be really interesting if even one of them was hit, it actually hurts her.
That would be
the idea of bilocation,
limited by all
physically her body.
I mean, some Viltrumite could just plow through a whole group of those copies.
Yeah.
But that would be more interesting. Like if
she'd be a problem in the DC universe if like one of her copies grabbed a piece of kryptonite, the other one grabbed various, and all these copies are grabbing various anti-Superman weapons, and they all ganged up.
Yeah.
Okay. But as a regular person, she's not that superhuman. She's really good for spying or scouting ahead because you kill one, but that's not all of them.
Yeah. Well, she was in that fight against that alien invasion, I guess. So, in the beginning of the series, and I guess I'm spoiling that a little bit too much too. So anyway, go see the series. It's pretty cool. Yeah, but she's pretty human except for her ability to duplicate herself. So. No pun intended with her name. So, yeah, I saw that duplicate.
I bet the guys who wrote that are like, "This is hilarious. We're doing
yeah,
this."
Yeah. They had a lot of fun doing this. I bet.
We're thinking too hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Robert Kirkman. He has some humor to him.
Yeah, he did.
Adam and Eve.
Yeah, I like Adam Eve. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, here's another one, and Rexplode. In other words, he can. Now, tell us about this guy, Chaos.
He can generate an explosion from his body, and he can also give objects extra kinetic energy so that they become like grenades or projectiles.
But he's pretty much a human himself, isn't he? I mean, he's not.
He is, but he can explode without destroying himself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is it like Adam in DC or Marvel? Where he can explode?
It's kind of like Gambit and Nitro.
That's it.
And Nitro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he can generate explosion from his body.
Yeah, that's like Gambit, isn't it?
Well, Gambit usually turns objects into explosives by adding extra kinetic energy. This guy, like Nitro, he's a villain from Marvel, generates explosions from himself too.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know much
it's a
about
fireproof suit.
Yeah, it's a fireproof suit, so it doesn't wreck it. And you're talking about a guy who creates TNT explosions from himself. I'm pretty sure a normal suit would wreck from that.
Well, you can see he's doing that with his fist there. Looks like it's got a bunch of energy.
Right. He carries those things on his belt, so he has exploding projectiles.
Yeah. And he's a teenager, kind of like Invincible and Adam Eve, and I think he goes to their high school, doesn't he, or something like that. From what I remember.
He does. He's one of the students there.
Yeah, Finestro says he doesn't know any of these characters. Yeah. I tell you what, Finn, go check it out if you got Amazon. I mean, it's actually an entertaining series, I think. I mean, it's kind of, in some places, it's a little gory, So, it's
more than a little in some places.
Yeah, that's right.
Rex is overall. He's the guy who jokes a lot. He's the clown on the team.
Yeah, I think that
he's also a bit of a womanizer too. I think.
Yeah,
he is. Yeah, but he has Deadpool levels of almost Deadpool levels of just cracking jokes, except for he doesn't have that awareness that he's a fictional character. Aside from that, he's like dead joking.
Well, that's interesting.
What's the name of the show again? I was gonna
Invincible
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, let's see, a fictional character who's self-aware. That would be interesting.
Oh yeah, I saw a trailer of this.
How can a fictional character be self-aware? Yeah, that's interesting. So, oh boy, yeah, and he was another one of them that was fighting against that alien army, I guess. So what else is interesting about this guy, Chaos? You're kind of our subject matter expert here.
Okay. Well,
without spoiling too much.
Okay, he can be pretty dangerous just because he can generate explosions.
Yeah.
It could give him a lot extra power when he, creates an explosion. He hits you and creates a grenade type explosion. He can be really annoying. Just it adds a lot of extra punch to him.
In other words, if he grabs you, though, can he transfer energy to you to make you explode?
He can, yes.
So that makes him pretty freaking dangerous right there.
But the good thing is he's not the type of person who likes to go around killing people.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't mind if it's one of those invading aliens or maybe if it was him versus robot, he probably wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Well, he kind of wanted to run, didn't he? I guess in that first episode, didn't he? I think he's the one that didn't want to mess with these aliens or something.
He was scared. There's just many of them. So many.
So there's a Flash character in the show. I wonder how they got that.
That's
there is,
but they give him a different name, so it's not copyright.
Oh, we're gonna get to him in a little bit.
I don't know. But they say I have to pay something for that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to him in a little bit, and it's very much a knockoff. Yeah, yeah.
Well, except I don't know. Mach 10 isn't quite as fast as the maximum Flash speed, so it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm watching a video now. Episode 1.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Mach 10 is nothing like the Flash or even Quicksilver for that matter.
Oh, snap. He just snapped his head. Okay. He squished it. Sorry, I'm watching a video. Omni-Man snapped his head.
Yeah, don't spoil too much now, Enigma Seeker.
It says season 1, episode 1. It's ending scene on
All
YouTube.
Right. Well, don't worry. We'll get to the other characters in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, 3 million views. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, he's one of Invincible's high school friends too, I think.
This is funny. On YouTube, I'm watching this video, but they're advertising Justice League Unlimited on the side.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, here's a knockoff for you, but oh, by the way, there's Justice League over here. Yeah.
Feel bad for the studio.
Yeah. Anything else about a good old Rexy here? Chaos or Lee, anything that you can think of?
He's pretty inexperienced. He's the Joker on the team.
Yeah.
But he can be pretty dangerous if he does make use of his explosion powers in very creative ways, whether it's generating an explosion off of himself or making objects into explosive weapons.
Yeah.
So this is more R-rated, it looks like.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's rated MA on Amazon.
It's funny because they're advertising Justice League Unlimited, which is more for kids. I mean, PG.
What, the theatrical release or the?
No, the animated TV show.
Yeah.
Oh, the animated show.
Yeah, this is more for adults. Okay.
Yeah, this is. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, it's kind of gory in places. So
yeah, I'm seeing it.
Yeah. Okay, Chaos. Anything else about this guy that's notable?
He's inexperienced now, but he can be formidable with his explosive powers if he gets creative.
Yeah, or if he gets pissed.
Is Omni-Man the bad guy? Because he's looking like.
Oh, don't give it away! Don't give it away!
No, not the only one.
Oh, there's more than one. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, I guess we can move on to this guy, Robot. And that's funny. That's what they named him, Robot. And that's kind of a obvious.
They're pretty lazy on that.
Now, this guy, Chaos, he's strong, but he's not like Omni-Man or Invincible strong, is he?
No, he's very proficient with technology, and that what you see right there is a drone body controlled by his is controlled telepathically or technopathically from his fetus body in a tank.
I would name him.
This isn't the real guy. This is a drone controlled by Rudolph Connors. Although later in the series he has a little kid body, but you know, it's still he's still remote controlling it, his mind, the body that's on the battlefield.
It's funny he's controlled by that fetus mind or that fetus body, because one of the things about it is when he talks to some of the other people in the Guardians of the Globe, it's almost like he's an adult, isn't it?
Well, he is 19 years old at the start of the series, but his body is some kind of mutation where he doesn't develop.
He's badly deformed.
Fetus.
Ah, okay. Kind of like a Benjamin Button thing, huh?
Yeah.
What's Benjamin Button? Never heard that.
Benjamin Button it's a movie starring Brad Pitt where he has this weird change where he starts aging in reverse. So he starts being a guy in his 40s and he starts aging backwards and becoming a kid.
Yeah, and he dies when he's a baby. She kind of sad, I guess, in that regard. So,
but no, I mean he's really he's around 19, so he's a little bit older than Mark when the series starts.
Yeah,
but he uses his drone body to walk around and see the world.
Now he's also kind of like one of the more smart or intelligent members of the team too, isn't he? I mean, he has
a lot of technological skills. Secondary weapons include sonic disruptors, where he just emits a loud, high-pitched noise that can hurt people. Similar to Victor Stone having all those special weapons. Think this with a robot: sonic weapons, tasers, and plasma blaster. Yeah, he's got a lot of equipment on him, on the drone body, anyways, as well as extensive computer skills.
Yeah, and I think in the movie when they were fighting the aliens, he's flying some kind of craft too.
The sky cycles.
Yeah, that's right. So he's got some smarts to him, I think. But yeah, he's absolutely
Cyborg and Iron Man, I guess, is the best way to think of him.
Yeah. Except it's not a human inside him, but
no, it's just a drone. But
yeah,
he's remote controlled by a baby. So someone's stuck being a baby.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? This guy here, I don't know. Does he have superhuman strength, Chaos? I don't.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, the hydraulic pistons have allowed him to, physically lift upwards of 35 to 50 tons of weight.
Oh.
As in, he flipped over a battle tank and he held up a collapsing building. So he can be pretty tough.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Finestro's getting an education here, I think.
Sorry. Omni-Man's, yeah, okay. He's interesting.
Yes, he is.
I don't think he's a Superman.
No, well, he's certainly not a Superman archetype. That's for damn sure.
I can see why it's on Amazon.
Now, this is a badass guy. He's a villain, and he is a badass guy. This guy. He's
a cat.
Yeah, he's a
feline. Yes,
kind of okay. Feline species, intelligent feline species. So he's pretty bad news. He's not as strong as Omni-Man, I don't think.
It took someone a little tougher than Omni-Man to actually kill him. He could potentially be the strongest yet. I mean, if he keeps killing people. But he does have a code of honor where it's just like, if this is too easy, I'm not going to keep doing this. I want to try something harder. So that, in a way, he might see someone who's not much of a challenge that he won't bother.
He's got a little Goku in him.
Yeah. Now he was working for that one dude. It was, what was that guy's name?
Machine Head.
Yeah. That's right.
The crime syndicate, but then he said, forget it. I'm not working for anyone on Earth anymore. You're on your own. His thought Doc defeated all the new Guardians team really easily, and he's just like, this is too easy. Don't call me again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He did beat all the new Guardians, didn't he? So, yeah, he's pretty badass, this guy. Any backstory on him? What planet is he?
He's from a planet of these basically humanoid cat people. He's abnormal because he obtained a weapon, a mace from what they worship as their god, but the enchanted mace allows him to keep getting stronger every time he kills somebody. He eventually reached the point where he just said, he reached the point of being their Superman, and then he eventually it kept expanding because he keeps wanting to look for a formidable opponent in battle. But as he gets stronger and stronger, the fewer opponents he has.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is literally willing to break his own legs if that makes the fight less easy.
Well, there is some honor to him then, isn't there? I don't remember much about him. I know he was in that, it was either next to the last or the last episode.
Around the middle, yeah. But yeah. He hates it when it's too easy to win.
Yeah.
So he literally just turned down any further hiring offers and left.
So you think possibly he's stronger than Omni-Man then?
Possibly yes.
Yeah, I think
but the thing is, if you're going to call him for something, call him for Omni-Man or not at all.
Yeah. Although I bet Omni-Man would be pretty tough for him.
Yeah, Viltrumites are pretty tough when it comes to surviving damage.
Yeah.
They can recover from quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay, this guy, the Immortal, not to be confused with the Creek.
No, he's also around 2,000 years old. There's a mysterious radiation that he experienced near Stonehenge. He's assumed many false identities over his lifetime.
Wait, the world is actually like on Earth. It's not like a made-up world necessarily.
No, it's Earth.
It's Earth.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's something from Stonehenge made him, so he doesn't. So he does die, but every time if you keep his body together in one piece, he can come back.
Yeah.
And it's over those times that he's died throughout his long life that he's gained new powers each time. The most notable death he had was when he assumed the identity was that basically Abraham Lincoln was the Immortal. After John Wilkes Booth shot him in the head, that's where he developed the super durability so that bullets don't hurt him anymore.
So he pretended. He's kind of like
no,
he's kind of like the guys in Highlander, isn't he? In terms of assuming identities.
But he was Abraham Lincoln according to Invincible Comics. But it was after being shot in the head by John Wilkes Booth that he came back to life with the increased durability, so bullets wouldn't hurt him anymore.
Oh, so in that regard, he's kind of a little bit like that creature that killed Superman, Doomsday, because you kill him and he comes back and you can't kill him that way again. You got to get creative, I guess.
Right. But the Immortal in the Invincible Comics decided to become a superhero called the Immortal in the 1930s. So basically he's the invincible version of Superman.
I wonder if some of the voice actors are the same voice actors in DC Comics, because one of the guys sounds like a Cyborg. Like perfectly sounds like him.
Could be.
Sure, voice actors.
I bet, I'm sure. I bet some of the designers of this probably worked for DC because the art style is very
studio. I mean, animation studios get hired out by whomever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the voice actor of the guy that plays that does the voice.
The big one is that Omni-Man's voice is J.K. Simmons, the same person as Jameson in the Spider-Man movie. So there's been a huge number of jokes made about how the Omni-Man and Jameson are the same actor.
Yeah. Well, they look similar, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that voice actor that's the voice of Patrick the Starfish. There was another cartoon that came out in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s called Uncle Grandpa. I don't know if you remember that. I know my grandson used to watch that a lot. and that voice was exactly the same. I said, that guy's the same guy. So, you know. So this guy's a human, isn't he, Chaos, I think?
Yeah, he's a human who became superhuman from energy from Stonehenge, but it only seemed to ever have that effect on him. So yeah, his origin is in Britain over 2,000 years ago. That's what we know, but he's been multiple identities since then.
Well, cool. Then we're going to see him in the second season then. So
actually, yeah, if you watch the end of season 1, you saw the eyes blink. So yeah, he's not all the way gone.
Yeah. Yeah, Omni-Man thought he was gone, but he ain't. Okay. I kind of want to go back just a few slides here because I want to compare Alita to these characters. Like Alita, now I think Alita would not fight some of these characters because, you know, Alita, I don't want to say she's a good guy because she has her moments, but, you know, they're on the same side of things, I think, a lot, you know. I don't think, you know, after she figured out who's who in this universe, I don't think she would fight Invincible. You know, now just for Enigma Seeker, we're talking about both Alitas, the Imaginos Alita and the Berserker Body Alita. Okay, that's who we're going with.
Imaginos is Super Saiyan 3, right?
Something like that, or maybe Super
2.
Saiyan 5 or whatever. Who knows? But I think, you know, in terms of, you know, in terms of power, where they rank with each other, I would say that Invincible is probably going to be a pretty big challenge for Berserker Alita, but I think Imaginos Alita would take him out, I think. Just my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I'm watching him right now. He's fighting the Beast guy. It's not bad.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He's getting beaten up quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, he is.
He's losing.
Yeah. So now that's not to say Invincible's a wimp. He's not. He's pretty tough, you know. But yeah, the Battle Beast is pretty badass. So anyway, I think Berserker Alita would be up against this guy. I think Imaginos Alita, this wouldn't be much of a fight, you know. I think definitely Berserker Alita could not take this guy at all. I think Berserker Alita would have more than her hands full with Omni-Man. Now, Imaginos 2.1 Alita, maybe, you know. This guy's pretty badass, you know. But I would say Imaginos 2.1 Alita would probably be pretty close to equal to this guy. Now, Imaginos 2.1 Alita, now I can't remember if she can. I haven't read the manga in a while, and I don't recall seeing anything about her being able to fly, you know. So maybe those wings, I don't know if those wings will make her fly or not. So this guy's pretty badass. He would take Berserker Alita pretty easy, I think. I think probably, I don't know. I think Adam Eve would probably be pretty tough for Berserker Alita. I think Imaginos Alita would take her. What do you guys think of Lee or Chaos? I know Enigma Seeker, you haven't seen this.
I'm watching a few clips right now.
Yeah, what do you think, Lee? How do you think Berserker Alita or Imaginos Alita would do against Adam Eve?
In a straight-on fight?
Yeah.
Probably not well. Her Adam Eve's ability to manipulate matter the way she does would probably put Alita at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah, I think
if Alita weren't her Imaginos body, however, she could hit Adam Eve before Eve even knew she was there.
Yeah, because she's so fast. Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, she's a lot like Jean Grey, Adam Eve is, I think, in some ways.
So more
I think Berserker Alita or Imaginos Alita could duplicate, even if she duplicated 200 times. I think either one would take them because they're humans, you know. And I think Alita, even in her Berserker body, is going to dispatch each copy pretty fast, I think. And of course, Imaginos Alita is not going to have any trouble with her, I don't think.
One thing I do appreciate appreciate about this show, watching a clip, is when they're actually punching, there's consequence. As that, what was that one guy we did a talk with, Celestro? I forgot his name. Sinestro? Yeah,
Sinestro.
he was saying, it's not believable, when you see the Hulk smash, it should, the person's head should explode, okay, not just bounce off like a bouncy ball. But whereas in this show, they're actually showing the consequence. They're actually bleeding, but then again, one punch, you should be dead already with some of these characters. But they are showing that, at least that there really is consequence. And
this show is somewhat grounded, I think. Just my opinion. Yeah, it's animation, no doubt, and no, humans can't fly unless they're in an airplane or a helicopter. So they. But I think, like you say, there are some realistic, qualities to it. Yeah, but either Alita is going to take duplicate, I think. Maybe Berserker Alita would have a little more trouble, but Imaginos Alita, nah, not too much.
Nah, not even Berserker, really. I mean, the individual copies of her aren't that strong or dangerous. It's just, it's hard to make sure you've gotten all of them.
Yeah, that's right.
I wonder if Alita could have the ability to make a copy, at least one. No, because the brain would. She still has a. Well, no, wait. She had the chip, right? She
Imaginos Alita's got a chip,
and then be able to, split her body through the nanotech.
Well, there are those AR series all the way up to AR-12, but no, they weren't duplicate. They weren't clones like duplicates,
Yeah.
But they were, I guess they were kind of like copies of her, in her Berserker body, I guess.
Huh. What's interesting about Alita's attributes is that it's somewhat fitting to what's actually being revealed right now with the whole UAP phenomenon. Like they're actually shape shifting, and some people are starting to question: is if it's not supernatural or interdimensional, could it be like some kind of nanotech shape shifting substance? And people are really thinking about this now.
They never figured that out, I guess, did they?
Oh, I think the government already knows. I'll be making a video update, but I think it's definitely pointing to something more paranormal, supernatural.
All right.
I think.
All right, I'll check that out when you come out with it.
I think the government knows. They've had 50 years.
Yeah. Well, I think Berserker or certainly Imaginos Alita is going to take this guy out easy. But Berserker Alita may have some trouble if he has, if he manages to get one of these energy transfer explosions on her, somehow. But I think she's still so fast, though. I mean, I think she's going to take him out. Unless he gets a drop on her, I think she's going to take him out, And I think Berserker Alita or Imaginos Alita are going to take this guy. We're going to be, more powerful than this guy. Now, like I say, what you would want to call the good guys here, Alita's not going to fight them. She may fight them if there's a misunderstanding.
I think the thing
new to the universe, and she doesn't know what's going on. These people are out there and they're doing this stuff, and she's, she doesn't know what to do. But I think once she figures out that these people are, say, on the right side of things, I don't think she's going to fight them. But
well, the thing about him that makes him dangerous is his power for technology.
Mm-hmm. I don't get the sense, though, that he has any kind of nanotech going for him. Does he, Chaos?
Well, he said he is built on nanotechnology. And he jokes about it in the series too. He says, "Well, I don't have screws. I just have these special molecularly bonded."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because Rexplode said you got a screw loose, didn't he?
Yeah, he said a screw loose because he was talking about Cecil's order to use a tactical nuke, and Rexplode said, "You're crazy."
Yeah. No, I don't think. Now, this is somewhat like current day. I guess for Invincible. Remember, Alita's technology is like 200 to 300 years in the future, maybe even 500 if you count her, after she wakes up. I'm not sure he's going to be able to cope with that. We had that discussion about Alita and Iron Man.
Yeah, the series is kind of inconsistent because he doesn't really limit him on taking in alien technologies.
Yeah, that's right.
Flaxen. He's a little ridiculous up there in terms of what he does.
Yeah.
But we'll see how much they're going to ground him in season 2 or 3 or 5, whatever.
I think Imaginos Alita takes this guy pretty easy, though, if they were to fight. You know.
Yeah, destroy him immediately because don't give him a chance to assimilate.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, this one's going to be tough. You know,
she would struggle based off this video I'm watching.
Yeah, Battle Beast, Berserker Alita would have a lot of trouble with this guy, I think, at the very least. I think Imaginos Alita could take him because she's so fast, you know. I mean, and certainly being connected to the singularity, which is immense power, you know, and having, you know, basically being network connected to the 2 super quantum computers. I think she's going to have the advantage on this guy. Now, that's not to say this guy can't win. That's for sure.
He could, and he might. I mean, but if he saw something like, oh, Alita's ripped in half, I'll just break my legs or something.
Yeah, and then
they'll think, oh, she's crippled. That's too easy. I'll just break my leg.
Has anybody actually shot at this guy? Because if the bullets are bouncing off and Alita
he takes bullets.
He's
got durability. He's got durability at or above Viltrumites at this point. Every time he kills, he gets stronger.
Yeah, interesting.
But he also, you know, is willing to do things to himself to make the battle more difficult because he gets bored. So
he likes the competition, I think, of battle, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah. I think Imaginos Alita with maybe the plasma weapon might be able to do some damage to this guy, but yeah, he's going to be tough. He's going to be real tough, I think, you know, for her on this one. I think Battle Beast would take Berserker Alita, though. I think so. And this guy, this guy's pretty badass.
I think it would take Imaginos to take the Immortal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like old school Superman is basically his inspiration, and it took basically one character in the series could really overpower him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say who.
Yeah. But still not kill him.
Well, he won the fight.
Could beat him, but not kill him. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I think it would take. I agree with you on this guy. I think it would take Imaginos Alita because I think Berserker Alita would be up against it. You know. So, I see Blotty's out there. How's it going, Blotty? Okay, that's enough for those guys. Now, this is kind of an interesting group right here. This is a little bit like the Justice League, you know, for sure. And of course, we've already seen the Immortal. That's the guy in the middle there. The guy on the far left there, his name is Aquarius, and he's kind of a fish-type character.
Aquaman, yeah.
He's an Aquaman type in power, but he's not a human, obviously, or metahuman. He's something else. He's a different species.
He's a fish, yeah. He's an actual fish species. Well, Atlanteans in the Invincible Universe don't look like people. They look like fish.
Yeah. So
I'm going to change that perception. Man, if I ever write my book on Atlantis, I am sick of that perception. Because Atlantis is basically Egypt.
Okay.
So, see, that's where if I ever do get the book out and people and other professors start to pick up on it, you know, that might affect how pop culture views the whole legend in the long run. Because right now it's like, ooh, it's the Greek story. It's like, no, it's not. The Greeks took it from Egypt.
Well, it's kind of like Aquaman. You know, he's a metahuman. So, I mean, you know, that's a human.
I would make the fish look more Egyptian.
Well, an Egyptian fish. That's
what that would look like. Maybe it needs to be a crocodile.
Maybe. That Martian Man guy there, he's kind of like Martian Manhunter, I guess. He's got telepathic capability. I don't know.
Telepathy is super stretchy.
Yeah, I don't think he's got telekinesis. He's not as strong, I think, as Martian Manhunter. He's just, but he's similar in some regards, isn't he?
He has super stretch powers.
Yeah, he's kind of like the guy in
Mr. Fantastic.
Four. Yeah, Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, he's kind of more like that, except he's another species, an extraterrestrial species. So, and then of course the next one is War Woman, and guess who that's supposed to be? Yeah,
Wonder
that's
Woman and Thor.
Wonder Woman. That's right.
Wow,
Yeah,
they're borderline copy.
yeah. Well, they're knockoffs.
They must have paid something.
And of course, there's the Immortal. He's the kind of the Superman inspired thing, and then the guy
There's
on
that's
the
Batman up there.
well, he's on like a surfboard.
It's a flying surfboard. Yes.
Yeah, Darkwing. So guess who that is?
That's Batman.
Yeah, that's right.
I
And
see the
then
Flash.
Red Rush. Yeah, he's the Flash. Now it's like
Who
Chaos was saying,
the Green Girl is.
Green Ghost.
Green Ghost. Yeah, he's kind of like Green Lantern, I think, in terms of what he can do. But
Oh, that's a he?
Well, it's a he in the comic series. It's a she in the in Amazon.
Okay.
She has the ability to turn immaterial and phase through things.
Oh, it's just
Or become or become super solid in the prequel Guardians comics. Kind of like
well, she can phase through things like that. Then that's
or become or I said become super solid, like diamond hard.
Yeah.
She can be a hard body, huh?
Yeah, hard body. Yeah, there you go. And of course, the Red Rush. Guess who he is? He's the Flash. Now he like I think
Red
Chaos
Rush.
said a while ago, he can run up to Mach 10.
Yes.
So, but that's not as fast as a Flash. Now it is faster than Alita is in her Berserker body. So he's Mach 10's not slow. That's for sure. But he's very much like the Flash in terms of
Mach
his
10.
strength.
So that would be like 3 miles per second, maybe.
Let's see.
Yeah, 7,000.
The space station moves at 5 miles per second.
7,000 miles per hour. Yeah.
Well,
so it's less than that.
Mach 7 is 5,000 miles per hour. So he's more like 8,000 miles an hour, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. So that's pretty freaking fast. So that's not as fast as she is in her Berserker body, obviously, but that's a speed that's not to be laughed at.
When you get that fast, you got to measure in miles per second.
Well, his thing is that he always sees everything in like what would to us be really slow motion. He complains to his girlfriend over in Ukraine. In Ukraine, it's like, well, I hear things and see things, everything's slow to me. So sorry, because he's just perceiving it really fast. I mean, he's always fast mentally and how he's in his senses. Always.
Kind of like the Flash says, run fast, think fast.
Right.
Yeah,
but it's not voluntary to him. He never slows it down. He always perceives everything slower.
Can this guy stop time or reverse time? Like the Flash?
It was never demonstrated he could do that, but he can in the Guardians prequel comics. He could catch bullets with his hand, or just use his speed to destroy things with his punch. Yeah.
Well, if he runs at Mach 10, that's faster than a bullet.
Yeah.
Bullets go about Mach 4, I think.
Mach 10 is like almost orbital velocity.
Yeah. So he's 2.5 times faster than a bullet. That's probably why he can catch him. Now, I guess I almost said Wonder Woman. War Woman, the Immortal, Darkwing, and Red Rush, they're all humans right now. I wouldn't call them metahumans. Well, maybe they are metahumans.
Metahumans, yeah.
They're beyond human. That's what that means.
Darkwing isn't really a human. It's just his isn't superhuman at all.
Yeah, well, Darkwing's not a metahuman. No, he's like Batman. Now, that green ghost critter over there, I don't know.
She is a metahuman, yeah.
She's a human then, or a metahuman. Okay.
Well, yeah, metahuman.
Yeah. So this is the Guardians of the Globe, and they're very much like the Justice League or the Avengers. So another little bit of a knockoff there. And you see them in front of the White House there. They actually protected the White House in that first episode against was it terrorists, wasn't it, Chaos? I don't remember.
It was the Mauler twins.
Okay, yeah, that's
We
right.
can't talk about more characters. We could talk about them, but they're
Yeah,
basically
those big blue guys. Yeah.
they're two clones, and they like to use technological crime schemes.
Yeah. Okay, so probably, Alita could, in terms of power, she wouldn't fight these guys if she knew what was going on because they're all on the same side of things again. But Dizzy says, "Who are these people?" Well,
It's Invincible. They're the Guardians of the Globe.
yeah, this is from the universe Invincible.
Not
there,
for
Dizzy.
kids.
Yeah.
I think the blood splatter on the Invincible title tells that much.
Yeah. So anyway, I think Alita would probably take that Aquarius guy, the fish guy, I guess. Probably. I don't know. I don't remember much about him, Chaos or Lee. I think I don't know if he's got
His water. He can spray water at really high pressure.
Yeah. But I think Alita's so fast so that she's not going to be able to hit her with that. I don't think.
Right.
The Martian guy, I think she's going to take him easy, or at least is more powerful than him. War Woman, that would be interesting. Her against Alita in the Berserker body. I think the Imaginos Alita is going to take War Woman. Would be more powerful than War Woman. The Immortal is going to be tough. Would be tough for Alita in a Berserker body. I think in the Imaginos body that would be a little more even fight. I think. Red Rush, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to gauge this because they're in different universes.
Right.
That green ghost person would be tough. I think she'd take that Darkwing person pretty easy. I think. So even though he is on that surfboard, kind of like the Silver Surfer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, Chaos, are you in the U.S.? I just wondered.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. So everybody here, I think, is in the U.S.
Yeah, that's right.
I was going to apologize on behalf of America to all the Germans in the Alita army for blowing up their pipeline. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we got.
I think the U.S. did that 100%.
Well, we got one German.
I feel
out
bad
there.
for Foxtrot because their prices are really going to go up. Seriously, it's not good news for the Germans.
Yeah. Well, we got one German out there. We got one Englishman, and we got looks like we got an Aussie out there, old Dizzy.
Lee, you're from the U.S., right?
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
Colorado.
I'm in Colorado.
Oh, okay. You're in Colorado. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so have you two met yet? Because Creaky, you're in Colorado.
Not. Yeah, I'm in Colorado right now. We haven't met face to face.
It's a big state.
But
Okay.
Yeah, but we've been on many.
Denver's
streams.
a little over an hour north of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get together with John again, maybe to see Avatar. You guys should get together and see Avatar because I feel like that's gonna be a big moment. Like, let's see how much money it makes, and if it does well, Alita's gonna get that sequel. But
Oh God, I hope so. Well, from what I've seen on the trailer, if the movie's as good as the trailer, man, that thing's going to go nuts. That's what I think.
I don't think the story's gonna be that good, but I think it's a spectacle. That's
We'll
that's what
see.
people want to see in a theater. They want to see a spectacle. They don't want to see some drama.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you want to go see a chick flick or something, maybe.
Yeah.
But
I could never sometimes when one of my friends or my sister, they would like to go see just random drama movies and the big screen. I'm like, that's just a waste of money. The point of going to the theater is to see a big spectacle.
In a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, Dizzy's right. The first story on Avatar was awesome. It was. So
It was okay.
Alita is a chick
was
flick.
okay.
I don't know about that there, Dizzy.
It kind of was, but
well, it's a chick flick in that there's a chick and she's in it.
but the whole
So,
we know the whole story. It doesn't just depend on that. It's a lot deeper.
that's right.
And that's what we want, the deeper story.
So I guess the question is there on this one, getting back to this topic, does Alita fit in the Invincible universe? Well, I think as a character, I think she's probably in terms of just her power, I think her Berserker body Alita would be like a low-level superhero in this universe. Her Imaginos body would be a top-tier superhero, but I don't think Alita fits in this universe too good, actually, because it's this is kind of Alita's environment is more of a,
Believable.
yeah. Well, it's not only just believable, but it's kind of a, like a, I don't know, like desolation. It's it's kind of post-war and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's 50 years from now after our apocalypse with Russia.
Well,
China.
actually
Maybe less than that.
540 years from now in terms of where she was in Iron City, but
yeah, Yukito needs to speed that data. Maybe he should put it sooner.
Yeah, he does. Whereas the Invincible Universe is more of the more modern, or well, I say modern, how can you get more modern than 500 years in the future? But what I mean is,
I could see why God doesn't allow superheroes to be real, because it's a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
It's like, I ain't giving you people power.
You mean the Great Spirit, don't you? I'm just kidding you, Enigma Seeker. So yeah, I think Alita is her abilities. She certainly is comparable to any of these characters that are superheroes, villains, stuff like that. Now, in terms of a person, no, she does not fit in this universe too good. I think she would.
As Yukito said, what do you say? That she's supposed to be more of a Ronin?
Yeah.
Hence the symbolism of the 99, like she's a lost sheep, kind of.
Yeah, you guys did see Aaron Judge hit his 62nd home run, right? Well, guess what? Guess what his number is? 99. I love that.
Wait, who's he play for? Forgot.
The New York Yankees. So.
Okay.
Well,
are they playing in St. Louis right now? Because the Cardinals are playing.
I'm sorry?
Are they playing in St. Louis right now? Because I know the Cardinals have a game today.
No, well, they're in the American League, so they got to play. They're going to be playing in the playoffs in the American League. But are the Cardinals in the playoffs?
I think so. I'll have to look at.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's another issue. I had to watch. I had to watch my damn Broncos lose to the Colts yesterday. Boy, that was irritating. But anyway, so anyway, just to recap this, Alita does not, as a person, does not fit very well into this universe. Now, if you want to consider her a superhero level entity, if you want to think of it, yeah, she fits real well in there. Her power is comparable, particularly in the Imaginos body. She definitely can hold her own with any of these characters in the Invincible universe. So, but there you have it.
I think Yukito should have made another body level for Alita where her whole head is actually all nanotech now. Like the hair and everything is all metallic-like, and she can shapeshift into a UFO.
Lord.
I would love that.
Well, she is a little bit of a shapeshifter in Imaginos body. So, So, maybe
and her Imaginos body, her entire body is composed of those Imaginos cells.
Yeah.
So it's entirely nanotech.
Yeah, she could turn herself into a tank. She could turn herself into an airplane or whatever she wanted to turn herself into, if she can imagine it. Oh, how about that? So anyway, guys, yes. So did we miss anything on this? I mean, we kind of made. I guess did you guys? Oh, by the way, let me go back. Lee, do you think she fits in this universe?
If it's got creatures like Battle Beast and whatnot in it, she could probably fit in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she fits in well with the other characters. I feel that they're very much pure, kind of appear to her in that sense.
Yeah. What about you, Enigma Seeker?
Yeah, I know Yukito, like once he chose the Imaginos body, he's definitely appealing to that more superhero level mentality. I think I can kind of see that, like power up stuff, and she fits in that. And it's a universal trope in all these genres. But
yeah, that's right.
In the original comic, no, because it wasn't meant to be like a superhero thing. But then Yukito made it into a competition thing with the Zot tournament, and it kind of turned into that sort of not superhero, but that competition fighting shonen. That's what they call it, shonen. Yeah. Like I don't think Alita wasn't really meant to be a shonen at first. Like Dragon Ball Z was just like 90% fighting and
Yeah.
So what show? It wasn't really meant to be like that. Where this show kind of fits more, I think, with Dragon Ball Z a little bit.
Well, Alita did shapeshift Dizzy's heart, so there you go.
I love that poster.
Yeah.
That's an awesome poster.
Yeah, it is. So
I photoshopped that poster into and made a little art piece when the movie came out.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think Alita fits, her character fits in there. I think she'd, she wouldn't like live. I guess my thought was not fitting in the universe. I don't think she'd like living in that universe. That's just my opinion, I'll tell you one thing, when we get that sequel, I hope we get more than a sequel. I want to see the Zot. That's what I want to see. I want to see her fight Toji. That would be cool.
See the one with the not dreadlocks, but the hair that kind of looks like Star Wars head style. I forgot his name.
No, Toji was the big blocky looking guy.
Oh, him. Yeah. The guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's like 15 feet tall or something like that.
Yeah, the guy with the freaky hair was his rival.
That was Zeka.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Zeka, yeah. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Zeka fought Zex.
Yeah.
And I guess Zazie fought that, God, I can't remember his name now.
That pervert.
Yeah, the penis guy, yeah.
Penis cannon guy.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway.
I don't think Disney's going to approve of that.
Yeah, well, they would definitely have to tone that down a little bit.
I'm going to be heading out. Have a good night.
Okay,
Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Okay, guys, did we miss anything?
Nothing I can think of.
Well, I'll have to check out that show. At least
Yeah,
on
I
YouTube
recommend
to get a sense of it.
Well, no, it's on Amazon, but there are some.
I'll watch some clips for free on YouTube, and if I really like it, I'll switch to Amazon. Maybe.
I think it's a good story, and it is somewhat grounded, So I think I recommend it, and I don't like it as much as Alita, obviously, but
I'm getting back into Disney Plus.
It's pretty good, and I'm actually looking forward to the second season. It's like Chaos was saying. I think it's gonna open up in December, I think he said. So yeah, probably checking that out. So on Amazon Prime. And as you can see from that middle image there, Alita really loves her Uncle Creek. Because he's trying to get a sequel for her.
Yeah, I might get to another comic convention. There's another one in the St. Louis area. It's actually a little bigger, so I'm gonna hand out some more cards. And I talked to a few people, and I would say about 1 out of 7 or 6 people knew of Alita.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh yeah, I remember it vaguely, and like the others didn't know. I went up to a few and said, do you guys like anime? I'm like, obviously, they said. And I was like, would you ever want to see a live action anime? It's like, no. I'm like, oh, you want to see this one though? I was like selling it to them.
Yeah, going to a Comic-Con and saying, do you like anime is like, it's like going up to
do you want to see a live action anime?
Are you green? Yes.
Yeah, but I handed out the cards, and I think, at least I think I handed out maybe at least 50 cards. So quite a few people probably might be looking it up. At least maybe half of them.
I've always wanted to go to one. Now they have a small one. I think Lee, you probably know about it. They have a small Comic-Con down in, or for Lee, up in Colorado Springs. Every year. I think it's in August.
Actually, I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, it's a small one though. It's not. It's not huge. They did.
I'm sure Denver has a big one.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, they do. But I've always kind of wanted to go to one of those Comic-Cons and set up a booth, an Alita booth.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Like
well, in my business, I have set up booths in other conferences, and it's not a cheap proposition. So
to get in, it was. I only paid, what was it, $10 or less than that, like $8 to get in, but parking was $25. So I'm like, I ain't parking here. So I walked. Yeah. But yeah, I'd recommend everybody, especially in the US, to make your own card, or I can hand out a template and people can just print it off at an Office Max and hand out some cards, and might get people's attention.
Yeah.
Because all you really need is a few people who really get get into it, and then they really start promoting it to their friends and relatives or whatever. I mean,
That's what happened.
you want the
with
people
Freak.
to, yeah. I do. It all depends on if Avatar makes enough money to where it can diverge that money to other movies, and
Yeah.
that's what happened with the first Alitas. Is I'm sure there was some secret contract.
Well,
They
I
must have
think,
got money from Avatar to make
yeah, I
this
think
movie.
James Cameron would say, okay, now since I've made you money, Disney, let's go after an Alita sequel. You know, he probably would do that. And there is 4 avatars on the books right now in IMDb, Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, you know, there it is.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 that I think they might have actually really started working on, but I don't think the 4th one is still speculative.
Well, I think Avatar 5 it is, or whatever, is kind
God.
of, it's not, I wouldn't say it's in development, but they've done a couple of things with it, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go check on IMDb.
It takes a while, even if you have the tech already set up and everything. I mean, it takes years to make these. I don't think they're going to get 5 avatars because James Cameron might not be around.
Let me answer
years to make these.
Let me answer Dizzy's question here. Dizzy, no, Invincible is not in the future. It's current. It's current day. So,
yeah, I saw the White House.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, guys.
Go
ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it seems like a very stereotypic superhero kind of show, but at least they're showing like kind of the graphicness to show that there's consequence. It's not like, oh, you punch someone and then that they survive 1,000 punches.
Yeah. Oh, and they do have some real life kind of situations in it too. So it's not it's not totally off the wall. Yeah, it is.
I just wish the animation was nicer.
There was one scene where Invincible is trying to save a woman from the alien invasion, and he finds out that he has to be really careful trying to save a normal human because he ends up doing just as much damage to her as the aliens almost did.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's interesting that if they actually incorporate, people
kind of like
big power have consequences.
Well, like when Superman catches Lois Lane, I mean, she's falling at 120 miles an hour and he just holds his arms out.
Yeah.
That's not going to work good for her.
Yeah. Yeah, like when he's moving very fast and he sweeps her up, like, dude, that would just snap her neck. Like,
yeah.
But they don't. The writers on this and the designers, they're not thinking the physics on it too much. But that's where it's good to get into live action because you are constrained a little bit because people want something realistic and there are limitations. And if you just make everything overpowered, it's just meaningless garbage, to be honest. But if you have limitations and consequences, as Sinestro was saying, it makes it far more believable and shocking.
Yeah. Well, anyway, here's our queen right here, and Rosa is #1 in the Creeks book in terms of being an actor.
She had longer hair. I didn't know that.
Well, she kind of cuts it from time to time.
Oh, that's when she's a little younger, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It varies in length depending on the role she's taking on.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't really look like her. Whoa, she's changed.
Yeah, I think you're right, though, Enigma Seeker.
Are you sure that's Rosa?
Yeah, I absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She looks different.
Yeah, but anyway, she's #1 in the Creeks book, that's for sure. Of course, #2 in the Creeks book is El Lamont. So, there we have it. Screwhead, so yeah, they're both my celebrity crushes, as they would say.
Dude, yeah, I was surprised that actor's pretty good looking. I mean, in the movie, I saw her, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And then see the original actor, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, she's very pretty, that's for sure. Well, tomorrow, go ahead, Enigma Seeker.
I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Well, tomorrow on Radio Chaos, we are going to go talk about, Alita again, of course. And the question is going to be, what other kind of weapon do you want to see Alita use? Or would you like to see Alita use? I know the Creek has got 3. I wrote them down just as soon as we came up with this title right here. And I'm not going to tell anybody until tomorrow. So, yeah, obviously you see the plasma weapon there. That's definitely.
So yeah, that's always confusing because I know there's a few YouTubers that are like complaining about that. Like, wait a minute. So it must be coming out of her hand, out of the Berserker nanos, and it's going onto the sword.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
when she was in her motorball uniform or outfit thing, then she still had that flame come out,
yeah.
but she had a berserker body on.
Well, that
Time with that.
we've debated that on
Yeah,
a couple
I
of
think it was
streams
berserker.
where either she can either generate it from her hand or the sword, you know, in the handle can generate it.
I
And
don't think it's a sword. I don't
Well,
know
there
about
was
that.
another possibility too, that Ito managed to reverse engineer some portion of the plasma emitter in her berserker body and put it into the motorball body.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I remember in the movie he said that, you know, I can't, you know, if you break this body, I can't fix it because I don't know anything about it. Like he doesn't know how to do anything to fix it. So
Well, it
I think
doesn't
it's her
necessarily-
will causing it.
Doesn't necessarily mean that he can't reverse engineer one aspect of it.
Or he can't just he can't, you know, transfer some
redirect it.
subsystem from one body to another
Put
too.
some put some plugs in her, you know, and redirect it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So anyway,
I wanted John to come to this con and bring that sword, but then I said there's a sign saying no live weapons or, you know, real sharp weapons, and I don't think they would approve that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on Radio
maybe
Chaos.
I'll join you guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy the fall weather, but
Yeah. So why is this image here? Because the Creek likes it and he's running the stream. And to paraphrase Gawishka, I am only here for our girl and the Alita army, as we are all only here for our girl. So I guess with that said, I think now it's time for the old call to action, and we'll do that on my count of 3. That would be one.
What is it? What's the call to action?
There it is on the screen.
Oh, okay.
You don't make many of these streams, do you, Enigma Seeker?
No, I don't.
That's cool, man. We're glad you came on anyway. God, I haven't talked
Thanks.
to you for a long time either, man. Holy moly.
Yeah, since last October, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, when I
you
drove
visited
St. Louis. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let me know if you're stopping by again.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
Hey, if you ever come around December, I'm gonna try to get, if John can come, we're gonna try to go see Avatar. You can come with us.
Oh,
St.
cool.
Louis.
Well, right now my travel's a little bit restricted because you know, my dog's got cancer and I'm having to kind of take care of him. You know, now he's doing pretty well considerably.
I didn't know dogs can get cancer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he, you know, to look at him, you wouldn't really know he has it.
Yeah.
You know, but I have to feed him by hand, and you know, I got to take him for cancer treatments twice a week, and that's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's worth it. You know. But anyway, yeah, it kind of limits my travel. You know. Because it wouldn't be fair to have my brother, you know, do all this stuff, you know, because it takes a lot, you know. So,
all right.
Anyway, on my count of 3, let's do the call to action, and that would be 1, 2, 3.
Film those sequels, baby.
All right, we'll see you next week on the Alita live stream, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Radio Chaos stream.
Take care, guys.
All right,
see you guys. Thanks.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita livestream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.